Well, hello again to my followers and subscribers. This is my latest Walking the West video, and I'm at Nynehead Court, which is near Wellington, where I currently reside. And I've been meaning to come down and take a look at this place for some time, and they have an open afternoon this afternoon, so I thought I'd come and see what is here. And I'm at the entrance to the sculpture park. As you can probably see, there's one right in front of us. So I'm going to wander through the sculpture park, and also we'll have a look at the house, and there are many other features when we get round to that. So here we are in the sculpture park. Let's see what we can find. Apart from the sculptures, we've got some wonderful trees here, and the one right in front of us is particularly spectacular, isn't it? And it's got an appropriate sculpture of a stag at the base of its trunk, and what a marvellous looking tree. And we have bird boxes, various trees here, and a big variety of plants and species which I'm completely ignorant of in terms of what they are. And this apparently is a copper beech, and just look at the width of the trunk. To my left is a kind of fenced off area, which I imagine is probably a conservation or a wild area, which is uncultivated and uncut. Again, lovely different species of trees. The smells and the aromas are marvellous. Look at this one in front of us. Let's just have a look at what this one is. The fragrances are just divine. This is a Portugal laurel. A Portugal laurel. Really beautiful. And look at that kind of curved, featured trunk. There are 15 acres of parkland on this estate, and as I walk towards this farm gate, you can see Wellington out in the distance, and a bridleway or path across this field. The old quintessential saying, anyone for croquet, certainly applies here. I believe there are 3 or 4 croquet lawns. Walking through the first one with its patriotic Union Jack flags. Walking towards the church with the house on our left, and these wonderful laid out gardens in front of us. And here is some of the croquet paraphernalia, although they look more like golf clubs to me. In fact, I think it's a mini golf course, not a croquet lawn. These wonderful gardens are listed by English Heritage, and they form a centrepiece to the parkland around the house. And the focal point is the parterre, if I pronounce that correctly. But they're beautifully laid out gardens, and ahead of us is the main house. So the original building here goes back to the 14th century, and it was formerly a manor house, and there were major additions to it in 1675 and the 18th century, and it's been occupied over the ages by many prominent families. So it's now a privately owned residential care home. Once again, magnificent trees surround the garden area. And just look at the matrix on the bark of this tree. Now I'm going to take you down a rather spectacular avenue. Well, you tell me what this is, but I think they're kind of mega-sized wind chimes. Even without picking out features, this parkland landscape is just beautiful to walk through. I'm just passing an English oak. Wow. Let's pan back and take a look at this beautiful tree. Again, quintessential English. Here we have an oriental plany. Really unusual trunk structure, splits into two about halfway up. Very bulbous. Again, very, very thick, heavy branches. A wonderful early summer show of picture and flowers. And we're coming up to the entrance to their walled garden. And here we have Nynehead Court's very own bug house. And ahead of us there's a Scots pine, and just to the left an absolutely majestic sequoia. And straight in front of me, a Lebanese cedar. Again, absolutely astonishing, with three very thick trunks. Tall, eloquent trees. Wow, the trunk's really hollowed out quite a bit from the inside. I'm not sure what's damaged it, whether it's woodpeckers or being struck by something, lightning or whatever. And again, this is a Lebanese cedar that we're looking at. Unbelievable. Okay, I can definitely confirm that this is a croquet lawn. Here are the mallets. There are the hoops. Here we have one of 3 bee bowls. Now these were kind of pre-beehives that were often built into walls in manor houses at the time, and the bees would go through the brick and they would build a hive inside, and they would be protected, and of course they would collect the honey and the wax from the other side of the wall, which is now blocked in. So a wonderful source of honey, but also wax, which was predominantly used in those times for altar candles. So what are we looking at here? This is a ice house, and it was these were quite typically built during this period on many estates. And basically what they were is they packed them full of blocks of ice, and then they insulated the ice with sawdust and encased it underneath a roof, and then they would have had 2 or 3 insulating doors. And this one was built in 1803, and as you can see it's brick lined and it's got quite good acoustics here, and there's kind of a drain at the bottom where the slow melting of the ice would have drained away, the water would have drained away. But can you imagine this whole thing packed full of ice? And of course it would have been used through the summer to cool store and preserve. Wonderful structure. So this is Nynehead Court's very own ice house. Well, I've just escaped to the orangery because I had a downpour of rain, and what a wonderful excuse to come in and have a traditional English cream tea and share this lovely space with these lovely people. Of course, in the Devon tradition, I put my cream on first and jam on top, and don't let anybody tell you that that's not the correct way to have cream and jam on a scone. Anyway, I'm coming to the end of my tour around Nynehead Court, and I thoroughly enjoyed it. So if you didn't hear my little sign off while I was having my cream tea in the orangery, which is very nice, and the rain is past, this is the end of part 1 of my tour around Nynehead. Part 2 will consist of the famous Nynehead lift, part 3 the village, and then the amazing, surprising, unusual Grand Canyon of Nynehead. That will be the last feature of this video. Catch up with me again on part 2.